Good afternoon. It is January the 30th, 2017. One more trading day in the first month of 2017. We'll start with our customary disclaimer. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations. Unlike actual performance records, simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trades have not been executed, the results may have under or overcompensated for the impact of any of certain market factors, such as a lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are also subject to the fact that they are designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown. Okay, we came into the E-mini today as a seller. And we had best support in the 75 to 80 area, and we thought we would test that, and we tested that plus some. The first trade we talked through was right here. That was the trade of the day. The trade that I should have taken was right there, but I took this one, and with heavily prefaced by the fact that this was a marginal trade. And just wanted to show you what trading against the trend looked like. And it was a pretty quick loss. So the first three trades of the day from the short side all worked as expected. V bottom, hard to catch. We had a recommended buy, limit buy at 65 against the high volume number, and it produced reasonable trading profits. This B made you a little. This S maybe a scratch, maybe one, and we just kind of sit here. We aren't doing a whole lot. Value area low. B, green line crosses the blue and makes you a little. Then Nancy's tweezers here to finish off the day. Looks like we're going to close it in the 2270 area. Tomorrow is the end of the month, and that tends to bring us a sideways to higher markup. And we'll see if that actually happens. Looking at the F1 screen, it says sell it. Looking at the F2 screen, also says sell it. Tomorrow's news, employment cost index plus 0.6. Schiller case plus 0.7. Chicago PMI could come in higher than forecast, 55.3. That's usually the surrogate for automobile production. And they're manufacturing automobiles. The problem is they're not selling them as fast as they'd like. And consumer confidence at 112.3. Probably Chicago PMI and consumer confidence will be the market's focus. The FOMC meeting starts tomorrow. It'll be good for January and February, and that tends to freeze the market. So my guess is we're probably looking at a trading range market tomorrow. And if the institutions that are long equities have anything to do with it, probably a little higher. Nothing has really changed, no matter how hysterical or screaming the headlines are about Trump and all the damage that he's doing to everything. Nothing's really changed. Hadn't been in effect. If something were to change, it hasn't been in effect long enough to do that. So it's just typical hype from the press. Okay, looks like 72.50 to 74.50, sell one. Pick up this area here. Top of value would have you short at 72.25, and then 79 to 81, sell two. On the buy side, 64.66, buy one, and 60.62, buy two. And it's almost hot outside at 65 degrees. What a difference 20 degrees, 25 degrees make. And unfortunately, it takes me about one day to get used to warmer weather, so. Okay, higher low, higher high on the F1 screen for the 10-year note. We got a B in an up market. That means long liquidation, so not a very strong profile. Spread came in too, so nothing's very strong right here. So last rotate up stopped at 7.5, and we have a high of 11.5, so 7 to 11, sell 1. Like to get it done as close to 12 as possible, and 15 to 19, sell 2. We had 8 to 12 as resistance this morning when we started out. Worked out pretty well. On the buy side, we had, gosh, what was it, 31 to 03 early. I think I lowered it to 29 to 01. So the 03 worked out pretty well. I'm going to make it 29 to 01, buy 1. 21.25, buy 2. Looking at the 30-year, last rotate up stopped at 09, so 8 to 12 is 1. 15 to 19, sell 1. 27 to 31, sell 2. On the buy side, 28 to the buck is where we were this morning, number 1. 21.25, buy 1. 9 to 13, buy 2. FOMC meets tomorrow. That's probably the biggest damper for treasuries, but no change is expected on this go around. They're looking for 2 to 3 interest rate bumps this year. Because of the debt at $20 trillion, interest rates are not going to go as high as everybody says they're going to go. Can't. You'll take debt service from $300 billion a year to $1 trillion per year. And this is the conditions that Trump is inheriting. It's going to take really, really high growth and getting after the spending to get this debt turned around. And you do that by cutting taxes, eliminating rules and regulations. The superfluous ones, not the important ones. Looking at gold, higher low, higher high. This is the April contract. It was at a premium to Feb. 1200 is resistance. So 99 to 01, sell 1. Pretty clean break up at 5 to 7, so 4 to 6, sell 2. Now this is a P with volume above time, so this is I've seen stronger profiles, but it shows actual buying. On the last rotate down was 95, so we'll make 93, 95 by 1. 89, 91 by 2. Crude oil. We didn't get much of a rise. I think we're probably going to go a little bit lower in the overnight session. It just And we've got a lower high and a lower low on the F1 screen, which F1 screen says find a place to sell it. F2, definitely a B, pretty heavy, so maybe a little lower in the overnight session. We'll make 25 to 50 by 1, and 51.75, 52 by 2, 53, 53 and a quarter, sell 1. And we got a pretty clean break here at 80, so I'll put a question mark at 75. And then 53, 50, 53, 75, sell 2. The article that takes us higher is something out of Russia or OPEC. The articles that take us lower are cheating by OPEC members. And when there is a major component like 4 million barrels per day out of Iran that cheats, then OPEC feels obligated to come out and counter that, as you would too. Talk is cheap. Just ask a politician. And the euro had a great day today. This really took off. And the fundamental reason for that would be the early selling would be that I don't have a good fundamental reason for the early selling. The news out of the United States about our economy, if Trump stuff goes through, it's very, very positive. That should bring the euro to sell. Countering that this morning was everybody, traders and executives on the West Coast, were going to be hurt by this, all sorts of things. So I don't have a real good fundamental. I have a better reason for the euro selling than I do for it rallying today. So they stumped Charlie. And it had been pretty heavily sold in the overnight, and it came back off the opening quickly. So we're selling 107.15 to 25, sell 1. 45 to 55, sell 2. On the buy side, 675 by 1. Maybe we can get some volatility. Question mark at 07. We may not have a lot of volatility with the FOMC starting tomorrow. And then 106.50 for buy 2. And that's it for this January 30th, 2017. I will see you bright and early in the morning. You all have a great evening, and maybe some of this hot air, warmer than normal temperatures, is coming your way.